Tonight we're talking about the vaccine. Are you going to take it? Are you not going to take it? Are you going to suffer not having a vac passport? Are you going to be trapped in your own country? My guest, Michelle Tavares, is in Canada. She's afraid she may not be able to get out because she's not taking the vaccine and she's not going to get the vac passport. Michelle, you there with me?
I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Hi. So you're in Canada right now, and they're whipping up what they call the vac passport. You're not going to take the vaccine, is that right?
Well, let's look at it this way. Does it destroy the temple of God?
Well, my research, I would say, exactly. So if you're not, and they have a vac passport, how in the world is anyone ever going to leave the country? It looks like you're trapped in Canada for the rest of your life.
It certainly feels that way now. But I really do have faith, David, that God is going to shine upon everyone. I really do have to hold on to the belief that he knows what's going on. He has a plan. His plan is going to be better than this evil plan that's lurking out there. I just wish that, like our last conversation that we were talking about, I wish that more men would stand up against this. And we talked quite a bit about that in the previous show. And that's part of the plan, right, David? Part of the evil plan is to take away all the power, to take away the masculinity so that you're left defenseless.
Right.
And that's kind of what we've seen, right? I call this place China. It's not Canada.
Right.
It's China here. And that's exactly what we're looking at. Things that we told people last year were going to happen, and we were conspiracy theorists for it, are happening today. But get this, David, you know what's happening amongst the folks that we warned? They've now passed that point in the brain where it's been normalized. All these restrictions have been normalized. Right. And now everything that we said last year that they said would absolutely never happen. It's never going to get to that. And now it's gotten to that. And now they've accepted that. So their brain has normalized it. And they're like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. So just go and get it. You're stalling everybody else. You're stalling them get back to normal. And they don't realize they're not going to.
Right, exactly. Well, it isn't just to take the people out, it's to control the people and to see, it's kind of like rats in a cage. How are they going to respond to this? I believe, I'm like you, I believe God's going to send some alpha males in, his people in, and this whole thing's going to be obliterated. Now, it's not going to be without turbulence, but I'm believing that God's going to hear the cry of the people. Remember how God heard the cry of the of the Israelites in Egypt?
That's right.
He heard their cry. He let them out, parted the Red Sea. I believe, Michelle, you're going to have a parting of the Red Sea supernaturally there in Canada. Do we have anyone that would like to say a few words on this topic? You can raise your hand.
We're reopening, but it's medical apartheid, as in it's Australia's only reopening to the vaccinated. We still cannot travel from one state to another, and flying on a plane. Don't know when that's ever going to happen again.
Real quick, Canada, I understand. Michelle's in Canada. Australia, I don't understand. If you would have told me this 3 years ago, we're talking alpha males in Australia, Crocodile Dundee, guys eating alligators raw, wrestling alligators. What in the world? Where are all the alpha men in Australia? Why aren't people standing up? The guys.
They've all gone bush. And Crocodile Dundee, that's an illusion. Hollywood illusion, that's all.
Exactly, it's illusion. Okay, Julianne, thanks. We're praying for you over there. I appreciate it. God bless you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Helv, you're up next. You raised your hand.
Two things. I'm in Canada as well. You know that. Right. I have no intention of getting jabbed, whatever the consequences will be. I'm ready to face them. But I received an email the other day from a friend in Ontario, and they saw a Canadian Broadcasting Corporation report that in Saskatchewan, they are hiring retired police officers to help run an isolation facility for people that need to be quarantined, and it should be up and running in 3 weeks, which we know exactly what that is.
Are you saying they're putting together a facility of people that need to be quarantined because they didn't get vaccinated?
Well, we know that that's what's going to end up, or people who aren't willing to follow the mask mandates, or people that aren't willing to follow whatever health mandates the province has enacted. In 3 weeks, this special facility should be fully staffed, which means shortly after that, they'll probably up and running.
Thank you. We're talking about the passport, the V passport. Before I switch subjects, I want to say one more thing, and I want to bring Michelle back on, and then I'm going to go to Pastor Spaulding, and I want to wrap this thing up. Michelle, I'm going to bring up a sensitive subject. You're back in Canada for a reason. Why are you in Canada?
Well, to make a very long story short for this show, my father was murdered in a hospital in Florida when he went in with a diabetic attack. You know, I want to just warn everybody that's here, everybody that's listening. Hospitals are not your friend right now. Yeah. You want to stay out of it as much as possible. They are following orders. They are not practicing medicine. They are following orders. Yeah. And you have to understand also who we're left with to care for our loved ones. We're the ones who refuse to take the order and take a jab to keep their job have left the building. Yeah. We're left with people who were quite willing, I guess, in many cases, to defile their temple, to destroy what is them, what is God, what is perfectly made. They were willing to do it, and many of them encouraged it. So we have to remember that is who is going to be left to care for our loved ones. If they were willing to do it to themselves, what are they willing to do to you?
Well, yeah. Let's talk about the spiritual aspect of this. You know, Michelle, and my heart is out to you. I went through this. When I say I went through it with you, I wasn't with you all the time, but you told me what happened. I prayed for you. I prayed for your father before he passed, and I was with you as these things unfolded. So I saw it happening, and I saw that the torment that you went through, and I am there with you. Okay. I want to bring this into a spiritual realm. Pastor Mike, I want to bring this and lift it up into a spiritual realm. What Michelle's talking about in the hospital, about these hospitals are taking orders, it's almost like a Gestapo. I mean, it's kind of weird. Some of these doctors who are, quote, supposed to be, well informed, it's bizarre. Personally, I think this is the act of the Antichrist. I think this is the Illuminati. I think it's, an exact fingerprint of the Antichrist. What say you on that?
I would agree with you, David. That's exactly what we're seeing. This is the spirit of the Antichrist in action, and it makes it very easy to understand, doesn't it? How millions, billions even globally are going to receive the mark of the beast when that time comes. They're just going to lay down and accept it, and we're seeing that play out right now. Humanity has become so pliable in the hands of wicked people. It's just astonishing to me. But what that also tells me, David, it is time for the church to arise, and we must push the gospel of Christ, the salvation through faith in Christ alone right now. Strike now while the iron is hot, as the saying goes, because evil's rampant, Christ is better. Let's push Christ.
Absolutely. Here's the thing is, I'm not going to talk about the V and all that kind of stuff and try to marry it to mark of the beast. Why do that? It's the human behavior. If people are going to fall for a morsel, they're going to fall for a big chunk of steak. You know what I'm saying? And you see how, like you said, like it's caving. Michelle was talking about how these hospitals now are not your friend. Well, it's not that everyone in there is bad. It's just when a system gets taken over, and you know this, Pastor, the Antichrist operates through systems, financial, religious, cultural, political system. I talk about this in the seminars, is when he gets hold of the system, it's not about the people anymore. It's he owns the system, right?
That's exactly right. And we're seeing that play out. And we can call it tyranny. We can call it totalitarianism. We can call it corporate fascism. I mean, we have all these names for it.
Yeah.
But quite simply, what it boils down to is this is the beast system on display, and it's only going to get worse.
These last days, people will worship false gods. As the Antichrist arises, Christians will be persecuted. David Heavener Investigates is proud to bring you End Times Investigations, a new DVD series containing over 8 hours of interviews, commentaries, and teaching on Illuminati and the New World Order, Satanism, miracles and healings, the Antichrist, and one world religion.
Hi, I'm David Heavener, and I'm proud to bring you this brand new DVD collection, End Times Investigations.
David reveals how the media is working hand in hand with the Antichrist system. Order now and receive this special DVD collection. Text BONUS to 41444 or davidheavener.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006. Text BONUS to 41444 or davidheavener.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006.